me Simi. Welcome to another super exciting episode of La Maison L'Oréal Paris, your one stop for everything beauty. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit on the bell icon so that you are notified and updated every time we upload a new video. So today's video is going to be a really fun video because Ganesh Chaturthi is just around the corner and I thought let's create a really nice festive look for this special occasion, and also because we're going to be wearing masks, our makeup really needs to last long, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So as usual, all of the products that we're going to be using will be mentioned in the description box below, and for today's makeup look I'm going to be calling Coralista aka Ankita Chaturvedi to help us guide through this makeup look. So without wasting any more time, let's call Ankita. Hi Ankita, how are you doing? Welcome back to our channel. I can see you're all dressed up as I asked you to.
Hi Simi, I'm doing well, thank you. Yes, I'm all dressed up. I've got my festive wear, I've got my earrings. Now tell me, what are we doing here today?
So I was thinking because Ganesh Chaturthi is just around the corner, let's do a fun festive look, and also because we're going to be wearing masks, so you know, something that will help us keep our makeup there on our face throughout the day even when we have our mask on. So what do you think about that?
I think that makes perfect sense, and I love festive looks, so I'm excited. Let's get started.
Let's get started. So Ankita, before we move on to makeup, I'm just gonna prep my skin with a little bit of L'Oréal Paris Revitalift Crystal Micro Essence. You know, it just gives my skin that boost of hydration that I require before I apply my base. So as usual, I'm gonna take like 3 dots of this and I'm gonna just pat it into my skin.
And now that our skin prep is done, let's move on to foundation. Now, foundation is really the key to great makeup, and I guess that's why they call it foundation. So I'm going to use the L'Oréal Paris Infallible Pro Matte in the shade 106 Sun Beige. And the reason I'm using something matte is that, you know, the weather is really humid and we are going to wear a mask. So we want something which is transfer proof, sweat proof, and that's going to stay for a long time. So I'm going to use a damp blender. Make sure this is properly damp. This is going to help get us a really nice and even finish. So just dabbing.
Oh, I really love this texture. It's demi matte, totally buildable, perfect for like, you know, an everyday look and also like a full coverage glam makeup. So very, very beautiful, very easy to blend. You know, remember when we were kids, I used to be like so like in awe of these models when I used to watch them on television or even on magazines and stuff. Like they used to have the perfect skin that any girl would want, you know. And as I grew older, I realized that it's all about the kind of foundation that you select according to your skin type, and I think it's like the make or break for your makeup. What do you think?
I completely agree. I mean, they do have great skin, but it's also great makeup, like really good base that gives, you know, them that flawless look and that nice finish.
So I'm actually also done with my foundation. Let's move on to the next step.
Yeah, let's do that. So what are we using next?
I'm using the concealer. It's the L'Oréal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer in the shade Amber, and I'm going to use this to sort of highlight my T-zone area and the under eye area a little bit more. Because to be honest, like, you know, I mean, I think I cannot do without highlighting my T-zone anymore. You know, it's become like this habit now. What do you think?
We all have our routines, Simi. Like we all like to do like certain things because, you know, we know our face best. We know, you know, what style of makeup suits us. So taking a cue from you, I'm also doing a little bit of highlighting, and I've actually mixed 2 shades. I've got beige and amber, which I've just mixed, and I'm using it in my under eye as well, a little bit along the center of my face.
Perfect. So I have the concealer on my face, and now I'm gonna use my beauty blender. I'm just gonna push the product into my skin and try to blend it very seamlessly with my foundation.
I love the coverage. I love the way it's highlighting my under eye area,
and the way it blends also. It's so beautiful.
It's blending really easily. And you know, Simi, I've not been sleeping very well, so I had pretty, like, you know, deep dark circles, and I feel like this has just brightened my eyes so well.
I know. So I'm actually done with my concealer. Let's move on to the next step if you're done.
Yeah, I'm done too. Let's move on. And now we are going to set our foundation and concealer with a powder. I'm going to use the Infallible Pro Matte powder, and the shade I'm using is 400 True Beige. And I'm just going to use the sponge that comes with the powder for the application.
So I'm using the same shade actually, 400 True Beige, but I'm gonna apply it with a fluffy brush. I'm just gonna lightly dab it all over my face.
So again, Simi, because we are using a mask, it's very important that we set our base properly and we have a long-lasting base that's not going to, transfer or melt down with the humidity, and powder that way comes in really handy. And the technique I like to use is I like to just sort of press the powder into my skin so it doesn't disturb my foundation and concealer. And what I absolutely never do is kind of drag the applicator, especially something like a sponge, because that just makes everything look a bit uneven and patchy.
So you know what, Ankita, I'm done applying the powder on my face with a brush. Now I'm going to use a damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to run it all over my face just to pick up on any excess powder that I have on my face, and also to just set my base properly.
That's actually a really good idea, and I do that sometimes as well when I've used a brush before using the sponge. Okay, Simi, powder is blended, base is done. So tell me, what are we doing next?
So let's move on to brows next, and for that I have the L'Oreal Paris Brow Artist Expert, and this is just gonna help us fill in our brows and just give it that little bit of structure that we require. So Ankita, tell me, how do you like your brows? Do you like them really well structured, or do you like those feathery, soft, fluffed up brows?
I like a little more structure, but naturally I've got like quite thick brows, so I don't do a lot to it. What I like doing is just filling in the gaps like I'm doing with this right now, and something like this works perfectly. So I just fill in the gaps, and that's pretty much all I do. And then what I like doing is at the end, I just like using the spoolie brush at the end of the pencil. I'm just brushing the hair in an upward direction, and I think that just gives it that slight feathery look as well.
And Ankita, what I really love about this product is that it is like this retractable pencil, very easy to carry, and also because it's got a spoolie at one end, so you don't really have to carry like two different things with you when you're traveling. And also the shape of this the pencil, actually the filler, which is like triangular, so even if you want like feathery brows, or if you want like thick structured brows, I think this is one product which will help you get both the looks like very easily.
And I love that we don't have to sharpen it because it's a retractable pencil. Okay, Simi, now that our brows are done, we are going to move on to the next step, and the next step is eyeshadow. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Paris La Petite palette in the shade Maximalist, and this has this really lovely color combination which I think works so well with festive occasions and festive outfits. I'm going to focus on these peachy shades because I'm wearing this yellow outfit. And what colors are you going to use, Simi?
So because I'm wearing this pastel outfit, I was thinking like a smoky eye would kind of complement this sort of an outfit, and for that I'm going to be focusing more on these two shades, like the bottom two shades, because these are like sort of purple and black, which is the kind of eye look that I'm planning to go for. And I'm going to start with the purple shade right here with a fluffy blending brush, and that's it. How are you going about it?
So I'm going to use my finger for the first shade that I'm using, and I'm using this really nice peachy color, and I like using my fingers when it comes to eyeshadows that have a nice creamy texture or shimmery shades. I feel like you just get really good color payoff, and I love how creamy these are because you can see I've got a really nice wash of color with this.
Yeah, so I am actually gonna apply this all over my eyelid, and to be honest, I love this color because this is like a mix of purple and black, and with a little bit of shimmer in it. It's actually very beautiful, this complements my outfit so well.
I love using eyeshadow when it comes to Indian wear, especially colors which have like a bit of shine and sparkle, and because we're wearing mask this Ganesh Chaturthi, it's all the more important to create an eye look that's really impactful.
Yeah.
So I'm actually using the same shade that you use, Simi, but I'm using that same color to add depth, so only placing it in certain areas instead of the entire lid.
Okay.
It actually looks really nice on you, and I think it's complementing your outfit perfectly. And in my case, as you can see, I've just added a bit of darkness to the outer corner and a little bit on the lower lash line as well. So now that we've done this, Simi, I'm going to use the lightest shade from the palette, this beautiful creamy soft gold color, and I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corner as well as my brow bone area. And you can also just use a highlighter for this step in case you don't want to use eyeshadow.
Perfect. You know what? I think I'm gonna intensify the eyeshadow bit a little bit more using the darkest shade on the palette, which is this ashy sort of a color, and I'm gonna just smoke the entire eye look a little bit more just to give it a little more depth and dimension.
Okay, so what I've done here is I've got the lightest color in the inner corner because I want to brighten this area. Then I've got my main color, which is this beautiful peach color that I feel complements my outfit on the lid. And then to add a little depth to my outer corner, I've used that darkest color, and this is how you can place different tones to make your eyes pop. And I'm taking that highlight color a little bit on the brow bone as well.
I'm actually taking the ashy shade, I'm gonna place it right underneath the brow bone, and I'm gonna blend it with the eyeshadow that I used earlier. So are you done, Ankita?
Yes, Simi, I'm done. So what should we do next?
Next, let's use the mascara to just bring all of this together, and for that I have the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I mean, we can never ever skip mascara, right? Especially if you're doing eyeshadow. The entire look is just so incomplete without a mascara.
I completely agree. Mascara just adds that intensity and that finishing touch, and I love this one because it stays so well, doesn't flake or melt off even when it's super humid outside.
Yeah, and you know, it just gives you length, volume, it lifts your lashes, so like, you know, it's a very beginner friendly, a very nice mascara to actually invest in.
Yeah.
Alright, so with that we're also done with the mascara, and I feel like we're done with the eye look, right?
Yeah, we are finished. I'm just doing my lower lashes. Okay, and with that the eye look is complete. Now we are going to move on to highlighter.
So before we move on to the next step, if you guys have any specific eye makeup that you are trying out, let us know in the comment section so even we can try them out in our upcoming videos. And with that, let's move on to the next step, which is a highlighter. And for that I have the L'Oreal Paris Le Bara Blush Highlighter in the shade Be Brave.
I love this highlighter, Simi, because I feel like that color and that tone just complements my skin so well and gives it such a super glowy effect. And I'm using a fan brush today for applying this.
So I'm using a highlighter, like a fluffy powder highlighter brush, which is sort of tapered. So this is what I generally use when I'm using a highlighter, like a powder highlighter.
For me, a festive look is absolutely incomplete without a highlighter. I think it just ties in the look perfectly. It gives you that nice shine, and I like this highlighter not just because of the tone and the color, but I feel like it's something that's very versatile. You can use this for whether you're doing a day event or, you know, a night function for Ganesh Chaturthi. Just placing it on the high points of my face, cheekbones, brow bone, and I'm also going to use it a little bit on the bridge of my nose.
I love the texture of this highlighter. It's so creamy, just blends beautifully with the, you know, with the foundation on your face. And the glow is insane. Like, it's beautiful, you know. So how are you keeping up with, you know, the lockdown and everything? I think it's been like about 5 months now. So staying indoors and creating content all the time, it just takes you know, sort of a toll on your mental health as well. So how are you dealing with it?
I've actually recently started doing yoga with a teacher. And you know, before that I had only done yoga in a very haphazard way, but now that I'm doing it with a teacher and we do like breathing exercises and proper posture, I found that it's just been so calming for me, and it's something that I'm really enjoying at the moment.
That's actually really nice.
So highlighter is done. So what's next, Simi?
Yeah, let's move on to the next step. I have the L'Oreal Paris Root Signature Liquid Matte Lipstick. I am using the shade 116 I Explore, And what shade are you going for?
I'm going for the shade 130i Amaze, and it's this beautiful rust color because I've done like a really warm look and I'm wearing, you know, very warm color. I like keeping like things in the same color family, and I think this rust color is just going to complement this look perfectly.
Great. I'm gonna keep my lips neutral, so that's the reason I'm going in with this shade. And I think this lipstick is great because, you know, while we're wearing mask, we also have lipstick underneath, and this one is like transfer proof and smudge proof, so it does not really transfer on your mask.
I agree, Simi. This actually has been one of my favorite lipstick formulas, just because it doesn't move around and, you know, it doesn't transfer, doesn't smudge.
So I have the lipstick on, but I'm just gonna feather it out with my fingers because I want to keep it very soft and muted. So I'm just gonna lightly dab, and
I'm doing the exact same thing, Simi.
yeah, just gonna get the excess out so that it kind of complements with the eye look, because my eyes are a bit too heavy today. So I'm gonna keep it very soft and neutral. So that is it, Ankita. We're done with the makeup look. So thank you, Ankita, for being here today and sharing your hacks and your tricks. It's always so much fun to, you know, create makeup looks with you, and I hope to see you again very, very soon.
Thanks for having me, Simi. This was so much fun, and I hope I see you soon. Bye.
Bye. So that is it for today's video. Let us know what you think about the look that we've created, and also if you guys have a different you know, style of makeup or any different eye makeup that you like to do during the festive season, let us know in the comment section so that even we can try it out. And all of the products that we've used today are mentioned in the description box below. And as I always say, don't forget to subscribe to our channel before you leave, and also hit on the notification bell so that you are notified and updated every time we upload a new video on La Maison L'Oréal Paris. And with that, signing off for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.